haven't talked to you in the car in a little bit. I am headed to the store, and I thought I'd just say hey to you. I was just noticing there are open house signs up everywhere, and I was just talking to myself about it. In my neighborhood, this isn't my neighborhood, but in my neighborhood, there are open house signs everywhere. And I was just thinking, back not too long ago, people were fighting each other for houses. They were just fighting tooth and nail to get these houses. Even before you would see them on Zillow or anything like that, they were already sold. Hell, people were selling their house in 24, 48 hours. It was sold well above asking price. They don't even need to see it. No, nothing. No, I'll take it. And they would get in bidding wars with other people to buy these houses, and they would end up paying exorbitant amounts of money for these houses. Oh my God. When the house right next to me went up for sale, this was several years ago. What was that, 2022 maybe? When it went up for sale, I was still working at home. So I was at home during the day, and oh my God, it was nonstop streams of people coming to look at it. Just cars up and down the street all day long. It sold in about a week. We got a train up here. Yeah, the train tracks. Oh, it's gone. Okay, cool. Just gotta wait for the traffic to pick back up. So, the people who bought the house paid $10,000 over asking price, which already I thought the asking price was ridiculous. Damn way I'd pay that much for that house. God. And it needed a new roof because within, I'd say 2 weeks of them moving in, they were getting the roof replaced. The whole roof was redone. So who knows what that cost. Yeah, it's, but there was a bidding war for that house, and I guess they won. Absolutely crazy. But now houses go on the market and they just sit there. And I tell you, every now and then I'll go on Zillow and I'll look at the houses for sale, blah, 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 blah. I went over it slow, so I have a sound effect for you. There's a screwdriver in the road. Don't hit that. There's a damn screwdriver laying in the middle of the road back there. Pop your tire. Don't hit it. Anyway, there's a house on the market that's been on the market for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I like it. I'm not lying, because I get curious. I look on there, what are they asking for these houses? I still think the prices are ridiculous. They're absolutely nuts. And the market has definitely cooled off. But this one house, I was looking at the pictures of it, I kind of like that. That is, ooh. No, I'm just daydreaming. I'm not moving. I'm not. But it's fun just to look. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy anything. I'm just looking. Because I was just curious, because I like to go on there and look and see what's for sale. And but not that I'm going to buy anything. So, yeah, so there's a house on there, and it's really pretty. It is so pretty. And the location is perfect. It has everything I'm looking for. But do I want to move? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not moving. But I like to daydream. I'll look at them and just go, well, if I were looking for a house, I would definitely go look at that one, because that is nice. I like that. It's sitting there what kind of interest rate you think I could get? No, I'm kidding. I'm not moving. Because like I say, I have been through too much at this house. I have been through hell and back at this house, because it needed work when I bought it. There were a lot of things that did need to be done, and more things kind of presented themselves the longer I was there. When you own a house, that's the way it is. You're never really done fixing it. You're not. There's always something that needs to be fixed. And I am convinced that every house has at least one door that does not shut properly. I don't know why that is. Every place I have ever lived, whether it was an apartment I was renting or a house that I owned, there's always one door that doesn't work right. You get that one fixed, another one will mess up. It's like a law of the universe. There always has to be at least one door that does not work the way it ought to. There's just one door, and if other people use it, you have to explain the door to them. You have to explain how to operate it. Oh, you got to lift up on it a little bit, push on it a little bit. It'll latch. You have to explain the door. I don't know why that is. Maybe I just have bad luck. I don't know, but yeah, everywhere I have ever lived, that has been That has been the case for me. Am I in your way? I'm sorry. Let me get out of the way. So, shoot. Oh, somebody asked, I saw a comment and I wanted to reply to it really quick. Somebody asked me, about the pipe situation, with my house. How do you know before you buy a house? How do you know? Can I get in that spot? I like that spot, but it's kind of hard to get into it because you have to do a hairpin turn to get into it. And my car has like no turning radius at all. Now, if I was in the metro, I could just whip right into that spot, but this car does not turn like that. How do you know before you buy a house if it has pipes in it that might need to be replaced like your house had? How would you know? Well, you may not know. And from what I understand, it could be that multiple people on my house before I did. It had multiple owners. So there's a really good possibility that they didn't know that it had polybutylene pipes in it. I don't think they probably were not lying to me. They probably just didn't know. How can you find out? Well, I know there is a certain time period, and you can Google this and probably find better information than you're going to get from me, because I'm just a goober on the internet. So don't base major life decisions on a goober on the internet, anything they say, because the only thing I'm an expert at is being a goober on the internet. So don't base major life decisions on anything I say. But if a house was built during a certain time period, it may be more likely to have those pipes, like and it's polybutylene pipes or poly pipes. I think they were like the big thing back in the 80s and the 90s, maybe like early 90s. They were considered to be like the best pipes you could get. They were not aware of any problems with them. They thought they were going to be great forever, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like they started using them because, they were trying to mess up your house or anything. They really believed that these pipes were going to be wonderful. And from what I understand, the biggest problem with these pipes is that they develop pinhole leaks. Over time, they kind of degrade, especially if you have city water, because it's sort of like corrosive to these pipes. And also the fixtures start to loosen up, which can also cause leaks. And so they have a 70% failure rate. So if you have them in your house, you're probably going to have some sort of issue with them. You're going to have some leaks or whatever. I really don't know what to tell you unless you just want to cut into a wall and look to see if there are polybutylene pipes. Maybe you could look around, like if you can get to the water heater, maybe look at the pipes connecting to the water heater. You might be able to see something there. And you can Google polybutylene pipes to see what they look like and what you need to look for to see if you can identify what types of pipes you have. That would be one way to do it. I would not take the homeowner's word for it, because mine swore up and down that my house didn't have polybutylene pipes. I think he was just bullshitting. I don't think he actually knew one way or the other. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I would definitely look into that, find some way to look into it. And you can Google's your friend. I mean, I learned so much just by Googling stuff and reading about it. How to tell if your house has polybutylene pipes. I'm sure there are other ways to tell. I just took the guy's word for it. I didn't really investigate it that closely. There's actually a house I was going to buy before I bought the house I have, and I put a contingency offer on this house. But during the inspection, they did discover that it had polybutylene pipes. And also the roof had major problems. Like, you're going to need a whole new roof. The house is going to have to be repiped. You're looking at major money if you buy this house. And the price was already kind of at the top end of what I wanted to pay. Like, my price range, it was like right up here already. And the seller was not willing to work with me at all on bringing the price down or helping pay for anything. They said absolutely not, which was kind of weird because the house had been on the market for months, and I thought they would be motivated to sell it, but apparently not. They said, nope, I'm not dropping the price. I'm not helping pay for anything. I'm not going to do anything. If you want it, you can buy it. If you don't, then don't buy it. That was their attitude. Like, well, I put in a contingency offer, which means I can retract it. So I retracted it. Now, I had been to look at my house once, and then my realtor said, do you want to go look at that other house again? See if, just let's go look at it again. It's still on the market. The seller is very motivated. He has left. He took a job out of state. He's very motivated to sell. And I said, yeah, we'll go look at it again. Sure. And ultimately I decided to buy it. But the inspector for that house said he saw no signs of polybutylene pipes. I don't know how they saw them in the other house, but not this one. I don't know. I didn't ask, and I don't have a time machine handy to go back and ask them now. So I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of hard to tell if you have them or not. It is very dusty in here. I was just looking like it's very dusty. Like my little console here is dusty. How does it get so dusty in here? I don't know. What else was I going to say? Oh, the fourth wall. I think I'm going to make that the title of this. The fourth wall has been broken. I had something happen. So, you know, when I do shelf organization, I have this FAQs list. I may have to modify it a little bit because I had a development. And I'll tell you about Crazy Lady first. Let me tell you about her. Nothing has happened with her since I last talked to you. I don't even think she's home. I think she is not there. Now, I don't know where she is. It does not look like anybody is at that house right now. There's a guy that stays there sometimes. He hasn't been there either, as far as I can tell. So it's been very quiet because I don't even think she's there. I don't know if she's gone on a trip. I don't know if something has happened. I have no idea where she is. But anyway, so it's been blissfully quiet in my neighborhood because I don't even think she's home. So don't worry, she always comes back. Sometimes she's gone. I don't know if she just goes to visit somebody for a few days. I don't know, but every now and then she will be gone for a while, but she always comes back. She's like herpes. You can't get rid of her. So she will always return to wreak havoc on the neighborhood. You can count on it. She will be back and she will be screaming again. Can I ask you something? Do you hear that? Do you ever sit in a parking lot and there's somebody using the Bluetooth speaker thing with their phone? How deaf are people? I have my windows rolled up. This lady over here has her windows rolled up and she's doing the Bluetooth speaker for a phone call. Why does it always sound like a concert? Why does it sound like a damn rock concert? I have a neighbor down the street who will do this. Sometimes she'll pull up in her driveway and she will sit in her car with the windows rolled up. I can be in the house with the windows down and I can clearly hear every word the other person is saying on the car speaker. And I'm like, is that not deafening in the car? Is that not killing your ears? How deaf are you? I don't know. I just wonder. I don't understand. I don't use the Bluetooth thing in my car. Actually, the one in my car is not compatible with Androids. I have a Samsung. It's only compatible with iPhones, so I couldn't use it even if I wanted to, but I don't use it. Anyway, I just totally random thought. So we have broken the fourth wall. And I may have to change my FAQs. This just happened yesterday. So there is a store that I go in to organize soap. It's a Dollar Tree store that I go in to organize soap. And nobody has ever said anything to me in this store. Nobody. Customers, employees, they walk past me all day long. Nobody's ever said anything to me. Well, I think one of them must have seen when I was on the news, because I went in there the other day just to buy something. I wasn't organizing anything. I was just shopping. And I went up to pay, and this one lady that works there, she's been working there for several years. This one lady, she kind of looked at me for a second and she goes, do you have that YouTube channel? Now, maybe she saw it on YouTube. I don't know. Odds are, though, she saw the thing on the news, because I've had a lot of people tell me they saw that. I've had strangers come up and tell me, you're that lady, I saw you on the news. So she said, do you have that YouTube channel? I said, I do have a YouTube channel. And she said, do you organize, do you fix shelves? I said, I do. She said, yeah, I've seen your work in here. You do a really good job. Keep it up. Basically, she said I could come back anytime. Because I got a little scared at first, like, oh shit, I'm caught. Oh no. What is she about to say? Because I'm looking at her like, yeah. She said, good job. You did a good job. I see. I've seen you in here. Good job. She was like one of the managers. Because I was scared, because I knew she was like one of the manager people, like, oh God, I'm in trouble. She's going to tell me not to do that anymore, and I'm going to die, because I love this, like my favorite store to organize in. Yeah, so anyway, she acknowledged it, and the only other time I have ever had an employee acknowledge it like that was years ago when we were in a Rose's, and I was organizing toothpaste, I believe, and this guy came up. I think he was like a manager type person, and this was back when I had short hair. I remember in the video I had short hair, and he comes up to me like, what are you doing? You know, and I said, oh, I'm just looking at the toothpaste. And he's like, well, what are you, bored or something? He asked me if I was bored. I said, yeah, kinda. He said, well, keep up the good work, it looks nice. And he just walked away. He was just checking, like, I just made sure because you're over here being weird, and I'm just trying to figure out why. All right, whatever. Carry on. He didn't give a shit either. I'm trying to explain this to people. Have you ever worked in retail? Because I have. I spent a number of years working in retail when I was in high school and college. If I saw somebody doing that, I would certainly not interrupt them. And I would not care. Like, I don't get paid enough to give a shit. As long as you're not bothering anybody, you're not being a nuisance or anything, what do I care? Have at it. You know, go ahead. It's one less thing we have to do before we leave tonight. So it's going to look good in the morning, and they'll think we did it. So we'll probably get credit for it. I don't care. Have fun. So yeah, anyway, so now I feel kind of weird about going in there. I don't know why. I mean, I got the feeling that it would be fine. Like, anytime you want to come back and do it, go ahead. So I got the feeling it was okay, but now I feel kind of weird about it because nobody ever acknowledged me doing it. So now I feel kind of weird. I feel strange. I'll get over it though. I will totally get over it, and I will go in there and I will organize some more. Not right now. I'm not really in the mood to do it now. I tell you what I did today though. My younger son and I went up to Virginia to visit my dad. We haven't been up there in forever. It seems like every weekend I got stuff going on, and it's really hard to get up there. So I finally just scheduled it for today. Like, we're going to clear the schedule for today, and we're going to go visit my dad. My older son was going to go, but he's sick. He has, I don't know, he's just got a bit of a cold. I think it's aggravated by allergies. He's really been struggling with allergies this year. And so he wasn't feeling well, so he didn't go with us. He was gonna go, but he just felt really bad this morning, so he stayed here. And my son drove us all the way up there and back, and we took my dad for a drive. We took my son's car, and, you know, he's really proud of it. He wanted my dad to see it and take a ride and, you know, have him drive, and he was so proud. He did great, and my dad told him he did great, and he was proud of him, and it was nice. It was a nice visit. My stepmom wasn't there. She had gone out shopping for the day with her two sisters, so she was not there, but it was a nice visit. I took him the photo album. I had this big box of slides that he had from when he was in Vietnam. Oh, I meant to show you one. I had one picture that he had printed out. He was in the battle at Khe Sanh. If you have ever heard of that or read about that, my dad was there for that. He was a CB in the Navy, which is the construction battalion. And they were there during the battle at the siege at Khe Sanh. He was there for that. And he took this picture there, like one of the first days of the battle. And it's a really good picture. And he had a copy of it, some copies of it printed out, and he gave me one. And I was going to put it in the car and bring it and show it to you, and I went off and forgot it. Man, it's really awful. For years he didn't talk at all about any of it because the horrific shit they saw, and so many people died. He said they buried over 1,400 people, and they didn't get them all buried. Some of them were carried off and were not buried there. Not U.S. soldiers. I mean, those were sent back home, but these were people that were, you know, killed there on the opposing side. And but there were probably, I think he said officially there were only 200 soldiers that died, but he said it was a lot more than that. And they had to help transport lots and lots and lots of dead and wounded soldiers for the period of the siege, and it was just horrific. But during my dad's time in Vietnam, he took a bunch of pictures and he had them all on slides, and I thought it would just be nice to have them printed out so he could, I put them all in an album so he could just look through. And I had other pictures. Most of them were from the 60s and 70s. Some pictures. We have a family that used to live out in California. He went to visit them. There were some pictures of some family members there. Just different events throughout the 60s and 70s. I had almost 600 slides, and I got them all converted. I didn't do it. I had a company, iMemories or something. I paid them to do it, and then I just got copies printed out and put them in a big photo album for him. Oh, he loved it. We took that up there today. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to go up there, was to take him that, and he just loved it. He thought that was fantastic. You know, he doesn't want to look at pictures on a computer screen. Like, he doesn't do computers. He'll be 85 this summer. He does not do computers. He doesn't like computers at all. He wants like a hard copy to look at. So that's why I wanted to get him printed out and put in an album for him. He was really tickled with that. But yeah, he was really thrilled with that. So we went up there. We got back a little while ago, and I was really tired for some reason, so I took a nap, and my son also took a nap. He and my dad, my younger son and my dad, are planning a trip down to Florida sometime this summer to go visit my dad's brother down there. He had 5 brothers and sisters, but only one of them is still living, and he's down in Florida. He's been living down there forever. So they're planning a road trip to go down there to see him, and my younger son's going to get a whole lot of driving experience. He's going to have to drive through Atlanta. I'm going to be, woo, I worry about that. Hell, I don't feel like I'm ready to drive through Atlanta, and I've been driving a long time. My dad said, oh, he can handle it. Don't worry about it. I'll worry about it. The only thing worse, I think, would be driving through Charlotte. I swear people in Charlotte are crazier. It's scary driving through there. Y'all are insane. Anyway, so they're planning a road trip to Florida sometime this summer. I don't know when. Sometime after my son's out of school. So that's exciting. We talked about that a little bit. And so anyway, yeah, it was a good visit. Now, yesterday after work, what's today? Saturday, yeah. Yesterday after work, I went to get my second and final shingles shot. Now, if you had chicken pox when you were younger, I'm just explaining why you get this shot. I guess younger people, if you had the chicken pox vaccine, I guess you're not going to have to worry about it. But if you had chicken pox when you were younger, that virus stays in your body, and it can come back later as shingles, which is an extremely painful, horrible condition. And it is not something I want to ever have to mess with. So in order to help prevent that, or lessen the symptoms, if nothing else, you have to get 2 shots of this shingles vaccine. You get one, and then you have to wait at least 60 days, and then you go get the second one. So I got the first one back in January, and then I kind of kept putting it off. I finally went back after work Friday. I went and got the second shot. And it really hurts going in. I got it in this arm this time. And it really, because it's kind of a thick liquid, it's thick. So going in, you feel it. You definitely feel it. I'm sitting there like, I let out a weird little squeak sound. I couldn't possibly mimic it now. I didn't mean to, but it was like, ah! Whoo! It hurts. It is very painful. So I got that shot, and my arm hurts really, really bad. I got it in this arm last time, but from what I understand, it's better to get it in your dominant arm that you naturally move more, because you definitely want to keep your arm moving. It really, but if you don't keep it moving, when you do go to move it, it hurts even more. It's very frustrating. Oh my God. But anyway, I won't have to get another one. I haven't had any other symptoms that I know of. Now, it's different for everybody. Everybody has different reactions to it. When Glenda the Good Witch got his 2 shots, he said his arm didn't even really hurt. He said he couldn't tell that he had any side effects at all. Like, you're lucky. He said his arm was just a little bit sore, just a tiny bit for like half a day, and then it was gone. Like, dude, my arm feels like Arnold Schwarzenegger just punched me. It is like the worst bruise ever. And when we got up to my dad's today, I didn't mention it, but I got out of the car, and he comes walking up, and he gives me like the side hug, and like on this arm, he just goes, "Hey!" I'm like, "Oh!" And I just sort of melted down to the ground, like, shingle shot, shingle shot. He said, "What? What did you say?" I said, "I had a shingle shot in this arm." And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Then he did it again when we were leaving because he forgot. And at one point, his dog jumped up on the couch, and she has this thick tail that does like this, and it slapped it really hard. I just sort of knelt down on the floor, just, But listen, if you want to know what shingles is like, it is a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. It is not something I ever want to go through. So this is nothing. It's worth it. It is worth having a sore arm for a few days, twice, to hopefully never have to deal with shingles. So thank God. My dad said he never got the shingles shots, and he did have chickenpox as a kid, but hopefully he never gets it. He said, "I'm not getting that shot. I'm not worried about it. If I hadn't had it by now, I'm probably not going to get it anyway." I said, "Well, I mean, I don't know. I hope not, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody." It is awful. It's just absolutely terrible what you can go through. You can get it in your eye. It can blind you. You can get it like up in your scalp, and it is the most painful feeling. Like, it's hard to describe from what I hear. It's just hard to explain how painful it is. It's everybody that I've heard of that had it said it's like pain that you have never felt. It is just unimaginable pain. So anyway, I got my shot. Finally, I've been putting it off. I'm glad I finally went ahead and got it. I feel fine, other than my arm really, really hurts. But other than that, I'm good. And it's cold again. I had to get my coat out. Like, it's cold outside. It is chilly. It is like winter came back. And from looking at the forecast, it's not going to warm up much for the next week. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to just live with it. So, yeah, the warm weather went away. We had nice weather for like a week, and then it just turned cold again. Lovely. I think my Aunt Mary used to call it blackberry winter. Around the time the blackberry bushes, the blackberries, the briars get these little flowers. They get these little white flowers on them. Around the time they start to bloom, we'll have one more cold snap, and then it warms up for good. I guess this is our blackberry winter. I don't know if the blackberry bushes are blooming right now or not. They probably are. This is our blackberry winter, Aunt Mary. She was my great-great aunt. I was named after her. Funny thing is, after she died, we found out her name wasn't even Mary. It was Marie, but nobody called her that. Everybody called her Mary for some reason. I don't know. She went by Mary her whole life, but her official name was Marie. We didn't know. She was a great lady, though. I've talked about her before. She was absolutely wonderful. She was born in the 1890s. I knew somebody who lived in the 1800s. And I got to listen to her tell me what it was like the first time she saw an automobile, and what a big deal that was when there was an automobile that came into town. And it was a big deal. It's just amazing all the things she saw throughout her life. She died in 1980, so I miss her, though. She was such a great person. She was wonderful. Anyway, but I was named after her, so that was very cool. She was really something. Very independent, very smart, kind of ahead of her time. She did a lot of things that women just did not do, and she didn't give a shit. And I guess in a lot of ways, I've kind of modeled my life after her. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I don't really care if it's conventional or if you like it or not. I'm not living my life for you. I'm going to do what's best for the situation or whatever, but I'm going to live my life the way I see fit. And she lived her whole life that way. She did things her way. Her husband died in 1940. So she lived another 40 years. She never got remarried. She lived on her own and took care of herself. And yeah, she was a very strong woman. She went through a lot. How did I get off on that? Oh, Blackberry Winter, that's how, yeah. So anyway, she was awesome. There was something else I was going to tell you, and I don't remember now what it was. I need to go I know it. I need to go somewhere and get some windshield washer fluid because my son's car kept beeping every 10 minutes or so. It would start to beep, and this little warning thing popped up on the dashboard saying it was low on windshield washer fluid. Like, I don't need to be reminded of that every 10 minutes while I drive. Like, yes, you do. So I don't have any at home, so I thought I'd stop somewhere and pick up some windshield washer fluid. I don't think they have it at Aldi. I'm pretty sure they don't carry that here, but I'll find some somewhere and we'll get that taken care of this weekend. So it will stop beeping every 10 minutes while you're trying to drive. It was very annoying coming back because we have to go. It's like an hour and a half to my dad's from here, and it kept beeping all the way back. It was so annoying. And there's like, I said, we need to just pull off somewhere and get some and just fill it up so it will shut up. But we both just wanted to get home. So I said, well, I'll go get some later and we'll fill it up. So anyway, all is quiet at home at the moment. I don't think Crazy Lady is there. I don't know where she is. I have not seen her vehicle or her in probably 3 days. I haven't seen or heard her in about 3 days. I don't know. I don't know where she is. Maybe she's being held for 72 hours. I don't know. That does happen every now and then. Because like I say, she goes around and does crazy stuff all over town. It's not just here. And hell, she goes to High Point and does shit too. Oh, the HOA. Somebody asked me, why can't the HOA do something? The HOA is afraid of her. They are straight up. They don't want to deal with her. They have dealt with her in the past. And the president told me that. She said, we really... Honestly, there's not much we can do about her. That's what everybody says. Everybody says their hands are tied. They can't do anything. Everybody says that. She apparently had a series of incidents. We have a little clubhouse thing for the HOA, like a meeting clubhouse kind of thing. She is permanently banned from the premises. She is not allowed anywhere on the premises of the clubhouse because she had multiple incidents there where the police had to come remove her because she was there. I don't know what was going on. She was raising hell at the clubhouse and screaming and hollering at people, and she was physically removed more than once, and she is now permanently banned from the location. So she's not allowed to go there at all for any reason. So they try not to deal with her. My neighbors, people say, well, you ought to get together with your neighbors and try something. The neighbors that I've talked to, even ones that have had her target them, they all say the same thing. They say somebody needs to do something about her. Somebody needs to do something. But I don't want to get involved because I don't want her to start targeting me. Or targeting me again. Like, she's not bothering me right now. I don't want to get involved because if I do, she will retaliate. But somebody definitely needs to do something about her. I mean, this is ridiculous. But they don't want to get involved. I mean, I get it. But the thing is, if she's not targeting you now, just wait because she will. She will. You will do or say something that she won't like, and she will start targeting you. In addition to me, because she can multitask. She can target multiple people at once. But they don't want to get involved. They want nothing to do with it. They'll wish me luck. Oh, good luck. If you hope you can do something. Somebody certainly needs to. The police won't do anything. The HOA won't do anything. But good luck. I hope you can do something about her. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to have any involvement at all because they're so afraid she'll retaliate. Well, the way I look at it, she already hates my guts. It will probably get worse. What I am planning to do, it will probably get worse. She already hates me, though. I mean, I don't really feel like I got anything to lose. She's already just going bananas regularly on me. So, yeah, I think it will get worse. But I feel like I have to try something. And I may not have any luck at all. I may not get anywhere. I may not. But I feel like I have to try. So I will keep you updated on that. I don't really have anything else to tell you at this point. But yeah, things are good. Things are quiet, at least for now. I'm going to work on some videos. While we were up there in Virginia today, we stopped by the little candy store, the little produce place, of course. And I was in there and I was looking, and they had all this bulk candy that you can buy, individually wrapped, little hard candies and things. And it's also delightfully crinkly. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get a nice little selection, like 2 pieces of each type of candy. And I'm going to do a video just crinkling the candy. So I have this big bag of candy at home, and I'm going to make a video just crinkling the candy. Maybe we'll whisper and talk about it or something. So I'm going to do that. And I can't believe this. I have got to get my Easter wreath done. I keep thinking I have so much time before Easter gets here. What is next week? Next Sunday, isn't it? I'm out of time. Like, I have run out of time. I have to do it tomorrow, or I'm not going to have any time to get it done. I mean, I could do it on Easter, but I want to be able to enjoy the wreath for a few days before Easter gets here. So I'm going to try to get that video done tomorrow. Wreath videos take a while. Typically, wreath videos take 4 to 5 hours to complete. So that's one reason why I don't do them very often, because they just take up so much time. Plus, I just don't really feel like doing them that often. So, you know, I do what I want, and I don't do what I don't want. But, an update on my laptop. So I've been dealing with this laptop that I bought on Amazon. My personal advice to you is to not buy electronics on Amazon. Be very careful if you do. If you buy like a laptop or something, test it right away. Now, I bought one. It was on sale. It was a good price. I didn't need it right away, so I did not test it out as soon as I got it. I bought it in November, and it was during the holidays. I just stuck it away and forgot about it until like January, after Christmas was over. And I got it out, and I turned it on twice, and then it just never turned on again. Like, you can't do any, I didn't put anything on it. I didn't do anything to it. It just died. $1,300 for this laptop, and I never got to use it. Well, long story short, Amazon said the seller would not give me my money back. Amazon said that it did not qualify for their A to Z guarantee because I have an email that literally says this: you got what you paid for. You bought a laptop, you got a laptop. Therefore, our guarantee does not cover you. We can't help you. So I took it to one guy to get it looked at. He said it was possibly a motherboard issue. But he wasn't sure that he would be able to get the parts he needed to fix it because of the stuff with China, and they all come from China. He said, if I do, it could take a very long time to get what I need, and you may end up paying a lot of money for it. So I got it back from him. I got in touch with the Asus, the company that made the laptop. They said that the seller I bought it from was an unauthorized seller, which means the warranty was only good for 90 days from date of purchase, which means it ran out in February. So I have no warranty coverage through Asus because they said that the seller was unauthorized, which I have no way of knowing that, I don't think. So they can't help me with the warranty. So I took it to another repair place here. They told me that they also thought it was the motherboard, but the component that needs to be replaced is right under something. I don't understand computer shit. There's this liquid metal cooling something or other, and he said if I start messing around with this component, it may cause serious damage to this other thing. I don't have the tools I need to work on this. So I had to get it back from them. I've been dealing with this since January. Yeah, nobody can help me. It's kind of like the situation with Crazy Lady. Everybody's like, I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. I can't help you. I feel like I'm just flapping around on a desert island at this point in my life. Like, nobody can do anything for me. Just nobody can help. They all agree that, yeah, this sucks. You're right. Absolutely. Can't help you, though. So good luck with that. Yeah, let me know how it works out. I can't help you, though. So anyway, I contacted Asus again. They said they will take it and do a diagnostic on it, see if they can figure out what's wrong. I'm going to have to pay for the repairs, though. If I want the repairs to be done, they will let me know how much it will be. I'm going to go ahead and send it to them. And I don't know what's going to happen. I do not know. But I'm going to go ahead and send it to them and hope for the best. Like, that's all I know to do. Otherwise, I don't want to be, otherwise, I've just flushed $1,300 down the drain. I have just thrown away $1,300. So I feel like I have to do something. I have to keep trying to get it fixed. And so it does sound like whatever needs to be fixed may be something that's very touchy or sensitive or whatever, and you don't want just anybody messing with it. So I'm going to send it back to the company that made it. Maybe they can do it. So I'm going to get that packaged up and sent off this week. I've already got the label and everything. I just need to package it up and mail it. Like, I don't have enough damn problems, and I also have to continue working on the trench in front of my house. I haven't been able to do that because it has rained pretty much every day this week. It has rained almost every single day. This is the first day we've had that it has not rained, and it is just mud. My whole front yard is just mud. It sucks. So I don't know. I'm just dealing with things as I can. I have limited capacity to deal with everything in addition to just everyday life stuff. I just do what I can without feeling like I'm going to go crazy. So anyway, I'm going to try to do that Easter wreath tomorrow that I will publish tomorrow night on my other channel. And I'll have some crinkly candy coming up for you, hopefully on Wednesday. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a good weekend. My day was good. We had a really good day. I hate that my older son was not feeling well and was not able to go. But we had a good visit. It was nice. And, yeah, but I hope you have a wonderful day and that your weekend is good, and I'll see you again soon.